Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're back, man. Episode 305.
Yes, sir.
You hear yourself good in the mic?
Yeah.
All right. You hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. Let's get rocking. It sounded a little bit, I don't know, but it sounds good to me. Fuck it. Let's roll. All right. Let's get right into it. There's a content creator named Drew Walls. He's a TikTok guy. And this guy just was posting videos of him going to TikTok. He got a lot going to Target. He was getting a lot of shit for it, but he was posting his, he would get like, what do you call that holds the camera? Tripod,
yeah.
He put his tripod down, then he would park, then he'd get out, grab the tripod, walk inside a Target, and then put the tripod there and then walk back out. And people were cracking jokes on this guy. They were
He was
like,
just setting up his shots.
he just setting his shots up. And they've been doing this shit for a long time. A lot of Get Ready With Me, freaking YouTube people been doing this shit for years.
Yeah.
But they made fun of this guy, like, look at this grown-ass man doing this. Just a bunch of people on the internet killing him. And in order to give you a little bit of insight on this, let me go ahead and pull up a TikTok that I seen that was actually very interesting that describes this pretty well. Here we go.
I can't believe more people aren't talking about this. If you're on social media at all, you know who this guy is. His name is Drew Walls, and he just posts videos of him going to Target. But the internet was absolutely frying this man for just going into Target, setting up a tripod, and shamelessly recording in public. The entire internet bullied this guy for over a month. There was a time where every time I logged on to whatever app it was, somebody was just flaming this guy. So that entire time he was getting bullied by the internet, what did he do? He said, fuck the haters. I'm going to keep posting. And that's pretty much exactly what he said yesterday after he posted this. But why would he post this? Well, just a few short hours after that tweet, Drew posted his partnership with the NFL. The NFL paid this man a few $1,000s to make a Target run and just say he was getting ready for the Texans and Ravens game. And on Instagram, even ESPN and SportsCenter posted it themselves. The moral of the story here is that Drew didn't give a fuck what Chad and Brad from Delta Phi Omega in Omaha, Nebraska had to say about his Target run content. This man took 30 straight days of bullying, weathered the storm, didn't get paid a dime, maybe a little bit from the Creator Fund, and then ended up getting a partnership with the NFL. Don't stop posting content just because you get a few mean comments. If you show up every day and be consistent, you will win. I can't believe more people.
That goes to show you, okay? Don't listen to people, man. Just do you. I mean, if a person's making fun of you for trying to better yourself or to create content, I mean, what's their plan for their life? Do they just want to retire at 70 years old like everyone else? Or they want to take a shot at life? Like me and Keith are up here every week, and we do this because we love it, right? I'm sure there's some people that listen and like, oh, my God, they're still doing that little podcast over there. They're still doing. You still working that little job, motherfucker?
Yeah.
You still working that job they haven't given you a raise at for years? You still at a place where you're unappreciated? Are you still in that relationship that's garbage you've been in for years? How about you worry about how to fix your shit? This guy is just posting content and he was getting hell. I'm talking about legitimate bullying, internet bullying. There was one motherfucker that seen Drew Walls in the parking lot and was like, oh man, look at this dude, man. He a grown ass man. I can't believe he doing this. So you think it's lame for him to post that content, but you turned him into content. Make it make sense. He was literally recording Drew Walls going through him pulling the tripod. Look, he pulling the tripod out. Look at him. Bro, the internet has a hater culture. See, here's the sad thing for some people. The only thing the internet the only thing that you will leave behind is a legacy full of negative, bad comments on the internet when you die. Just think about that. A lot of us are not promised to make it outside of this year. It's 2024 in January. A lot of us may not make it out of this year. And if you over here talking shit about somebody and you're making fun of him, you gonna die. And that's gonna be the last thing people remember you from being a hater. Do better.
Yeah. There's one on here that says setting up your camera for a Target run, LMAO, with the crying face. Ain't no one trying to see your Target run. 13.5 likes on that. The other one has 35.4 thousand likes on that.
But all they did was drive traffic. All they did was create more traffic, and the NFL said, hey, this guy is getting a lot of traction. And by the way, the internet is very specific on who they allow to market for them. So they said, this guy is literally just being normal.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is literally not hurting anybody. He's not being mean to anybody. He's not being malicious. He literally is just going to Target to show him, like, getting products. And people hate him for that. Fuck it. Let's give him a deal.
I would say as one person on there, she says, I wish I could do this, and she said, I wish I can do this. My anxiety won't let me. So I think, there are those haters, and he might have inspired a few people.
Oh, yeah.
To actually like set up their camera, set up their phone, and just record content. Because one comment that I did see that was funny was like somebody said, recording Target runs looking like Ghost is wild. You look like Ghost from Power for the ones that have seen that show Power.
The thing about it, though, is all you got is comments. You ain't got no content.
Yeah.
You could post these comments that make people laugh. You could make one post, but it's probably the only post you got on your whole TikTok, Instagram, anything, making fun of people. But make like Jesus and Meryl turn them cracking jokes on people into content. That's why they stuck around for so long. It's because they was on Twitter when Twitter was popping, and then they transitioned into a show. People didn't even know that they was black. Like they literally, nobody know what they looked like until they popped up.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Motherfuckers don't know you, bro. Like, people don't know you. Like, me and Keith got the balls to show our face on YouTube. We pop up every week with a new episode. So we've been doing this since 2018. Come on, man. Like, I don't want to bore you guys with this. I just want to let y'all know, if you are creating content in any capacity, don't let your raggedy ass uncles, moms, cousins, grandma, whoever, they're not doing anything worth bragging on. So fuck them, man. Just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then when you become successful from doing it, they gonna swear that they supported you the whole time.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, I'm not gonna say everybody, because I hate like these generalizations. Like, sometimes people just think, you can think the content is trash. Like, if you see this guy walking through Target, it's perfectly fine to think it's trash. But I will say that I think that there are some people, like the girl said, where she said, I wish I could do this, but I got anxiety. I do think that there are some people that are on TikTok that kind of wish they had the comfort level, wish they had the ability to, put any sort of consistent content together. But it's also much easier just to hate. So, they just kind of sit behind their phone and talk about people, in that way, like disparaging ways, people that are actually out here doing content, you know, because there's a little bit of that, sometimes like there's somebody that's critiquing a movie or hating on a movie, and they wish that they could act. They wish that they had the balls to go to auditions, and they wish that they had the skill or the patience to write a script, or, they wish that they could rap, there's people that hate on Drake or something like that actually are rappers, and you like, dog. Like,
come on, man.
Yeah.
Mos Def, he lost me with that shit. I'm a fan of Mos Def, but I wasn't a fan of that comment about Drake. And Drake, it doesn't have to be your cup of tea. But when you say that you listen to shopping, that's being reductive. That's like you're speaking in a reductive tone about Drake, and that's just fucking corny. Yeah. But anyways, like I'll say, I don't really respect the OnlyFans shit. That's not really content to me. But at the same time, that's just me, because in a way, they got to be kind of brave to do that, if I'm being honest.
They naked.
And they
having sex,
sucking cocks and whatnot. Yeah. And you know what? Somebody's got to fuck on camera, right?
Yeah.
Somebody.
It's just a new platform.
It's just a new platform to do it. So somebody's got to go out there and somebody's got to take a load to the face.
I'm just waiting for OnlyFans to get a Super Bowl commercial.
That'll be crazy.
That's going to be crazy.
No, it'd be like this. Now, here it goes. Super Bowl commercial. Are you watching porn all by yourself? Oh, man. Those be the worst. I don't know who created those porn ads or those porn commercials. That's the worst thing ever. It's like, look, I'm just trying to beat my meat and get out of here. Turn these goddamn commercials off.
Yeah, you don't need no ads before. Especially you don't spend all this time trying to pick
the right video,
thumbnail, whatever the case may be, and then you got to see an ad.
All of a sudden, an ad pop up. Are you jacking off again?
Yeah.
Like, Can you just please get this in the ad be like 35 seconds?
Yeah,
You're like, come
you
on.
tired of jacking off? Yeah. Like, actually, I'm not. That's why I'm here.
Oh man, they be lying. Do you want to find hot milfs in your area? It's like, man, ain't no hot milfs out in Bakersfield, man. Leave this. Well,
Nah,
that's
as
true.
a kid, you would for sure fill out that whole application.
Yeah, they done got
They
all
done
your
stole
information.
they done stole your whole social security number, everything, because you wanted to meet hot milfs.
Oh man,
It'd be too, and it's always like the website is always like tangential to, like, adjacent to, like, different social media apps already.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Dickogram or like Sex Book. You know what I mean?
fuck book.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man, I don't know what asshole, what nerd, or whoever created them damn porn ads, but it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Would you like a thick Latina to hang out with you tonight? You're like, of course, but I don't have one right now.
Yeah.
She won't be here till Saturday.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, I got to beat my meat.
Yeah.
Now all right, switching gears. The brick lady charged in Houston for alleged false claims. I'll go down who the brick lady is. We mentioned a lady that alleged that she was hit by a brick, and a bunch of men did not help her after she was hit or assaulted with the brick. And we talked about this some months ago. And I said that it sounded fishy, and I don't think it's right to just jump on the story and before we get all the information. Now, here we are in January, and she is about to get charged. And I'm reading here, brick lady charged in Houston for alleged false claims. Folks, this is why you can't just jump on the bandwagon. Like, and the narrative going around was that was really bothering me was that, like, black men don't defend black women, and we're getting beat up and assaulted, and black men don't help us. And I'm like, dude, this is not okay. Like, this broad generalization is insane. Now, there's some generalizations that hold water, like women not apologizing. Women don't apologize; they just give you like a peace offering. Like, would you like some hummus? Or,
Would you like some?
I'd like an apology, Amber. Okay, but anyways. Yeah, this one is this is bad. Now, a woman is facing felony theft by deception charges after collecting over $40,000 through a GoFundMe account over an alleged false claim. Rhoda Osman, 33, is accused of falsely claiming she was hit with a brick after not giving a man her number in Southwest Houston on September 3rd. The incident went viral after she took to her Instagram Live to share what happened. Houston police responded to reports of aggravated assault. Police say Osman was visibly under the influence and irate after a night out with a friend. The original report, Osman said she was walking, an unknown man hit her with the brick. This was after she refused to give him her number when he asked for it. She also told police that she ordered an Uber and thought the driver was trying to kidnap her when she got into the car with him. See, people like this, you can't trust them, okay? They got to just like they're a victim in every single incident, like everything going on. Like when I heard this, it's just like when we heard Jesse Smollett, his story. And then when we first talked about it on the pod, we were very like neutral about it. But then I mentioned like, it's pretty gay. It's pretty weird that this guy called himself the gay Tupac. When he called himself the gay Tupac, I was like, wait a minute, man. Your credibility just dropped a notch.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Very performative.
He went for, it's very performative. You just turned into Martin Luther Queer out of nowhere.
Damn.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Queer.
Like, I have a dream that one gay, that.
Martin Luther Queen.
Martin Luther Queen. Oh, man, that's wild. But yeah, man, stop literally supporting people out loud on social media. I think it's okay to allow situations to develop. And also, if you do have some support towards somebody, it could be in private. It doesn't have to be all over the place. Like, you don't have to do that. It's just like with politics. We've oversaturated the internet with like, I'm a Democrat. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I'm a Republican. Who cares, motherfucker? Who cares? everything that goes on, like these libtards, and then you got the Democrats over here with motherfucking blue hair and
short hair.
They got titties and dick at the same time.
Dang.
Like, God damn. Like both sides of the aisle just so tone deaf and out of touch. It was nothing like this when I was a kid. This shit is off the charts.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. You got people. Somebody posted on the internet, if you've been silent about Palestine and Israel, then we can't be friends. It's like, bye. I don't want to talk about that. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with y'all, man?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
it's like
with being
biblical.
silent.
It's like biblical implications on or things on that whole conversation piece. I don't have the knowledge to even be talking about Israel and Palestine.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with just kind of, praying, what do you call that? Was that Kendrick Lamar? What is it? Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers are much better off timelines.
Yeah. It's just like
That's a good bar.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it does for, said celebrity to say something about Palestine and Israel. If somebody could explain to me what, the actor or the actress or whatever posting on their social media or spreading the information, if they could tell me like what it does, directly what it does to what's going on over there, then I would be willing to listen. But outside of that, I don't know enough. And, I am kind of, my life is consumed by some other stuff. I got a lot going on, and not to dismiss what they got going on. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in the world, but it's a lot going on in my life. I'm dealing with life because I don't know how much life I have to live, and I can't consume my life with your life.
Yeah.
I've got things I'm working on, man. I can't be doing that. Yeah. I'm either at work or doing a podcast or trying to find a way to expand on what I'm doing. And they can say, well, that's just selfish. Well, you have to have an element of selfishness in order to move forward in life. I don't need to be stuck in someone else's despair. I've had enough despair in my own life over the past 38 years. I don't need to sulk in someone else's.
Yeah, I've seen like people, and these are like, just U.S. citizens that have no connection to Palestine or Israel.
Right.
Outside of maybe, a friend from L.A. that has family heritage there or something like that. Right. And they be like up in arms, I can't believe this is going on and all this stuff.
How they do it?
I can't believe this is going on. I was like, dog, y'all be worried about some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Insane, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you're overly invested without enough information. Mm-hmm. I think what happens too is the internet will tell you what's important, and then when you subscribe to that, you're going step for step with what's on the internet. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. While everybody is getting stuck on Palestine and Israel, there's someone else being oppressed right now that you don't even know about.
Yeah.
There's somebody being oppressed in a way that's so wild that it's like you wouldn't even believe it's happening.
Yeah.
You know how much sex trafficking is going on? You know how much like literal death is happening all over the world? We can't control that.
Yeah.
A lot of times you got to throw your hands up and say, hey, look, man, I'm praying for anybody being oppressed. Good night.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, all you're going to do, you're literally going to have, it's going to be a sensory overload. You're consuming so much digital information that it's keeping you up at night, and it's making you get on the internet and argue with people, and you arguing with people that's pro-Israel, Israel arguing with people that's pro-Palestine, and then people that are liberal, and then people that are conservative, and then people that like the Cowboys, and then people that like the Niners, and then people like pineapple with pizza, and people that hate pineapple with pizza. You arguing with everybody.
Yeah.
You need to turn that fucking phone off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so much going on. I think that we live in this world where we think that the internet is so massive.
Right.
We think that the internet is so big, like we think that everybody should know who Mr. Beast is. We think that everybody should, listen to the Dave Chappelle special. Everybody should have watched this movie and all this stuff. And it's just a small fraction of however many billions of people that are around the world.
100%.
Yeah.
There was like these hypothetical conversations that happen that are creating a wedge between men and women on the internet. It's so ridiculous. You'll hear these platforms from women like, if he can't take you here and he can't give you $5,000 on the first date or this and that, this weird shit, or to be fresh and fit. Like, if she's not submissive and she's not going to allow you to cheat, then you need to get rid of her, because as men, we have primal urges and we need to have 4 to 5 women each time. It's like, bro, these hypothetical and these other conversations, they're just not real. And men and women are arguing over this. And they're allowing the internet to bleed into society. And you got a bunch of scared men and women out here that are scared to really love each other. Mm-hmm. Now, in society, men and women don't have any problem fucking each other. That's easy. People are still getting pregnant. People are still fucking. But people are not staying married anymore. People are breaking up all the time. And it's just, it's like a perpetual cycle. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it has to do with how the internet has influenced us. We don't influence the internet. We allow it to influence us. Mm-hmm. And the sad thing about it is the worst people on the fucking internet have the loudest voices. Mm-hmm. It's the most bitter, sorry, angry ass women that get on the fucking internet that are terrible. And it's the most dysfunctional, nerdy, fucking weirdo, crazy men that get on the internet that have information. Mm-hmm. Man, I've heard some shit that Fresh and Fit said. I'm like, bro, y'all motherfuckers is tripping.
Yeah.
Y'all tripping, man. Like, that ain't cool. Mm-hmm. It'll be like he was arguing with some girl in there. She was like an OnlyFans model or something. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, bitch, if I didn't want you here, I'm gonna have it. I'm like, bro, if you talking about being masculine, yelling and screaming at women, calling them bitches, ain't nothing masculine about that.
Yeah.
But it's just this is what we've become. We become like a nation of people controlled by media. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna bleed all this back in and come back to the original topic, which is the brick lady. This is no different than all of it. It's literally, it's just like the Jonathan Owens and freaking Simone Biles. Mm-hmm. We like to grab on the shit and like make it ours. Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the night, Jonathan Owens is fucking Simone Biles. We're not fucking her. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we like? What is our obsession with wanting to? How do I say? What is our obsession with wanting to own these topics and these people, man? Mm-hmm. It's so strange to me, man. And I think I've lived enough life to see this shit happen enough where I'm beyond concerned. I don't even know how we can get control of how we can control our own minds again. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
It's too late. Yeah, you can't control nothing. Everybody is just, the way that apps, news, entertainment, media, it's all kind of curated in a way where like we don't have that much control. Like whatever app we open, we don't control what we see. We can say that we don't want to see this anymore. We don't want to see that, but I've seen like certain things where, it's like if you see something on your timeline, you be like, dang, like what the heck is this? And
what
then
is
you
it
be
doing
like,
here?
dang, I don't want to see this, and then
right.
It still pops up because you clicked on it to see what was going on. So yeah, it's one of those things where we ain't in control of nothing. They're sending us stuff that they think that we might like, but at the end of the day, they're the ones, the algorithm, the formula that they put together inside the coding or whatever is actually in control of what's going on.
What's crazy is when it comes to, the social media, especially for the podcast, I don't follow anything that's lustful on there. Mm-hmm. There was a time where when Instagram was first popping off, Instagram has a thing where they are overrepresenting like the most beautiful women in the world with the biggest titties and the biggest asses and smaller waists. Like, they are overrepresented on the internet. And I think this is toxic and it's poisonous for women and men. You're giving men a bunch of pornographic images to look at. And even though these girls aren't naked, they like are in leggings that are up their ass, skin tight, fucking camel toe showing, titties bouncing and stuff. And then women are seeing this, and this is causing body dysmorphia and issues where women are getting BBLs and fake lip injections and breast implants. Like, this shit is it's affecting people. I don't follow any of that shit. None of it. I don't, because at one time I was following a bunch of trash. Like I was getting called out on it too, because I remember years ago it'd be like pages that you would like a picture and then it would show everybody what you followed on Facebook. It'd be like Eddie likes big booty Mexican women, or Eddie big juicy black asses followed by Eddie.
Yeah, I remember that.
That shit is embarrassing.
It's like outing people.
Yeah, it's outing people for liking it. But I like it, and then I forgot, people would comment or laugh like, "What kind of stuff are you into, man?"
How did you feel when people seen that you was liking
At first, honestly, there was a part of me that I was like, whatever. At first, because I was like, everybody else is doing it too, type shit. But it's not about everybody else. It's about you. Your life is about you. How you conduct yourself is about you. And I was doing the same thing on Instagram. Like, just all these extremely fit, tight, big booties all over the internet, women from Brazil, and you have like a 0.00.5% chance of ever meeting these women in real life, but they're overrepresented on your page. You got to stop following this. Not because women aren't beautiful, but you need to start looking at women that you really got action at, not these girls. Stop following them.
Yeah.
You know that girl at the gym that went and got a little bit of gut, but she got a nice booty and she got a pretty smile? Go talk to her. You never gonna see that Brazilian girl on the internet. You never gonna see her. But that girl at the gym that's been smiling at you for a week, go talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Even like we're just poison, man. You gotta start. This is satire here, but you gotta start changing the porn you watch, man. Stop watching, like, you gotta start watching porn with like women
realistic porn.
Yeah, like the woman you seen at the coffee shop. Like, that's the type of porn you should watch.
Yeah.
Like the barista at Starbucks or something.
Yeah. Her teeth a little crooked.
Yeah, teeth a little bit crooked. She got a little bit of gut on her.
Yeah.
She might have like a bad tattoo on her butt or something like that.
Yeah. A little cellulite.
A little bit of cellulite, you know. Stomach look like one of them oatmeal cookies. But I mean, these are the chicks you're gonna have sex with in real life. They're just regular, everyday women, and that's fine. Like all these girls with these big asses and stuff, they've kind of skewed the view of how people look, not just women. It skewed everyone's view. Like, bro, like, it's just not normal. It's men out here that's super insecure because they watch way too much porn. It's not normal to have a 12-inch penis, man. That's not normal.
Yeah.
We have to, and this is, I'm going on a tangent, man. But if you wrap it all up, we have to stop allowing these platforms and the internet either to make us jump to conclusions or to just play into how we behave in everyday life, man. We got to take our lives back.
Yeah. I think it's also okay to be concerned about people's well-being.
Yeah.
But we just have to be able to wait for information. You know, I think a lot of times, you know, we jump to conclusions on certain things, whether it was this situation or Jussie Smollett or Jonathan Majors or all these different things. And we don't really wait on the details, you know, even with Diddy, you know, he had a settlement, but, you know, even him reaching the settlement, it didn't really say anything. You know, obviously we can come to a conclusion based off of, you know, our own narrative, but, you know, at the end of the day, there hasn't been anything that has came out that says he has literally done this thing. So,
right.
Yeah, we just got to be mindful of, you know, what we consuming, and just kind of also understanding, like, who or what are we being influenced by?
100%.
And start to take a more objective stance in these situations.
There's some people that follow the podcast, great people, man. And what do you call that? Like the people you may know, or like the things that people that you know are liking, and then you click on the picture and it shows the same people, and it's all these like images of big asses all over the internet, and I'm like, come on, man, come on, brother,
just cake,
just ass everywhere, and I don't even know how some of these pages stay on there. Like, they got to start banning this stuff. I think that Instagram is on its way out too.
Think so?
Yeah, I think that it's coming to, like, there's going to be a new app within the next year. I say within the next year because Instagram, there's no way it's going to keep. There's going to be this next new thing with a different feature on it, but I think that they need to manage it this time. there should be no OnlyFans links, none. Like that. Once they allow the OnlyFans links and all of that, and also me and Keith know what we're talking about, but there's this one person specifically that every picture now just got nothing but porn stars on it. There's nothing but porn stars pop up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, brother.
A content creator.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, man. All right. There's gonna come a time where all the honey train's gonna run out.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, the doing the OnlyFans stuff, man. God bless you. But once they pull the plug on that shit, oh boy, that's gonna be a bad time.
Yeah, I just think it's very short-sighted. I think it's cool. I think that some of those people, even adult entertainers, they have kind of come to the understanding that their life will probably never really be normal. Like certain adult actors, they understand that they're not going to ever have the traditional relationship, and especially if they're active, like it causes a lot of issues in their relationship, and the man tries to control it, like, hey, you don't need to do this anymore, like kind of thing. So it's just, I guess it's one of those things. Like, I think we make a lot of decisions in life that have a lot of ramifications, and I guess for anybody that jumps on there, I just hope they understand that that's the reality of it, because there are people here locally that have OnlyFans, and they also have like kids and stuff like that. So there's going to be that time when your son is around the 5th or 6th grade, when they start to get access to like certain things, and they start to get real curious. And I know that I like some of my friends' moms growing up, like, oh, she kind of look good. Mrs. Such and Such look good. You know what I mean? So imagine if we had the access of your mom's OnlyFans.
That'd be
page.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And you don't know, Miss McDuffie used to have ass back in the day.
Miss McDuffie got dump cake.
Miss McDuffie was a porn star in the 70s.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Miss McDuffie like wow 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 wow. Can you imagine the actual writing and the writing for pornos in the 70s?
Yeah.
Like, you a bad mother Scooter. Bust a fat nut right on. You sure do got a chocolate ass. Oh, man.
That ass is jamming.
You said what?
I said that ass is jamming.
That ass is dynamite. Start pop locking and shit. Oh, man. That is so crazy. Everybody give it up for Keith, man.
What?
Oh, man. I wish we had a fucking I wish we had one of those. I told you about it. One of those sound effects.
Yeah.
Because right now I would have been like, swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? We got to get a soundboard with Diddy on it saying something.
Oh, gosh.
Like, be the light, man. You got to be the light. I guess P. Diddy just turned down an invite to the Grammys. He was nominated.
Yeah, I think it was. I think they're just kind of like trying to control the narrative. I would almost 100% guarantee that they wouldn't have had him there anyways. I don't see that. The nomination probably came before the whole Cassie stuff came out. That's just mess. That's real messy. They don't want that at the Grammys.
Yeah, they probably saying that they're probably saying he turned it down, but they probably didn't want him there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I think happens.
Yeah, I know. Because if it was up to him, he probably would go.
Just to make it normal.
PR purposes.
Yeah, just to make it seem like he really outside. I think he's going to sit down for a few years. I think this will boil over. I think there will still be people that, refuse to support him. But I think that 2 years or so, if no more, nothing more comes out.
I don't think it's going to stop now, man. It's more cases that popped up after that.
Yeah, but nothing's really stuck. I think the only thing that will bring him down at this point, because the biggest one, he was in the relationship with Cassie, so the biggest one, he already settled. So that information is never going to see the light of day. It's probably some files somewhere, in some Los Angeles courtroom with the Sharpie put over people's names and information and stuff like that. So all that stuff is long gone. But I think that the only thing that I think would change is if Keefe D, I think if he gets like a lighter, he gets a lighter sentence by giving more details and more evidence. I think that could change the course of history.
If Keefe D come up dead, boy.
Yeah.
If he come up, something hurting, because you got to realize anybody with that much money like P. Diddy can make people go away.
Yeah, but he's kind of been around talking for a while. So
he posted a video. I shared it with you. He's like, "Yo, I'm getting tired of people putting all this bad energy on my name, and it's like, fuck that, yo. I gotta come out and say like, yo, regardless, be the light, man. Be the light when it's dark." And it's like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
It's too late, man.
Don't try to post one of these celebrity motivation videos. Oh, I hate those so bad.
It's too late.
Is this when celebrities come out with these little corny videos like, whatever you do, man, don't stop, man, keep working. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It's good advice. I just think that for whatever reason, I think celebrities have like, I don't know if it's like
they have an amplified view of themselves and they feel like everything they say is a banger.
That's not really my point of view. My point of view is that like, I don't even know why they're doing it. Like, we want to see entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not when I, look at Drake, I want to hear music. When I see J. Cole, I want to hear music. And, sometimes we care like about their interviews and their journey and stuff like that. But, I don't want to hear like the Grammy Award winning songwriter waking up every day and being like, hey man, this is what you got to do to be successful.
Bro, you got to understand something, because I've seen this firsthand. People that come across some success all of a sudden think they become motivational speakers, and they get on the internet because they have an amplified view of oneself. I'm telling you, this is what they do. With me, I've had to learn that when I don't have anything that important to say, just be quiet at times, right? Or if it's not really offering value. But I've seen people, I know, I'm not going to say who, but it's many, many years ago. There's a company I worked for back in 2015. Okay, that's all I will say. And there were some things going on back then that was kind of shady with them. And they built wealth out of that. And a lot of drivers got inconvenienced. The company pretty much shut down. And then now I see this guy on the internet. And this dude is like, put God first, keep God first, and this and that. And I'm like, well, how about you pay the drivers their money? Right? And my thing is I've seen people do things like this, and they leave out the point where somebody got squashed for that to happen sometimes. And that ain't right.
Yeah, it's not right.
That ain't right. When you know the person doing it, like when you really know the person doing it, and it's like, okay, all right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm like my thing is I'm not saying no names, but when you go from having almost 100 trucks and now you got like 10 because of how much dirt was going on over there,
Put God first, huh?
Put God first, right? All right. Let's go ahead and move on, man. End up gonna fuck around and get a cease and desist letter. Switching gears. Bakersfield's police car spotlight's too powerful. Driver says he was flash temporarily blinded. Okay. Have any of you guys listening to the podcast, have you ever been driving at night and the police just hit you with a spotlight and you was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This was what happened to the driver. Basically, the driver was going on a turn and the cop hit him with that super highlight and it fucked his eyes up and almost disoriented him. And this has happened to me before.
Yeah.
I was getting off of work. It probably was like maybe in August, probably. And I was about to go park in my complex, and a cop did a U-turn and came in the complex and hit me with the high beam. And I had the window down because it was pretty warm outside. I had my work clothes on. And I said, hey, man, turn that fucking light off, right? Mm-hmm. And I said that impulsively, which, you know, I don't want to be mean to the police. However, you've got no reason to be flashing me in my face at like fucking 11:30 at night, bro. Mm-hmm. I said, man, turn that fucking light off. Get that light out of my face. And then the cop just turned his light off and drove away, right? But if the cop said, hey, watch your mouth, you don't control my motherfucking speech, motherfucker, okay? I respect your job, but you need to respect citizens that are minding their fucking business. If you don't have a legitimate reason to be flashing that light on people, you need to stop, okay? You're dealing with people, and some people are on the edge, man. There's somebody, bro, there's so many people that are living on the edge. It's somebody that probably got a loaded pistol and they driving around wishing a nigga would. Mm-hmm. They are wishing. They don't care if it's the cops, the president, the motherfucker at Wendy's. They about to let loose on your ass. They don't even care. Mm-hmm. People are, man, and you can do that shit to the wrong person, man, and I pray that you don't. I remember one time there was some lady that I was, okay, are you familiar with, well, yeah, you are, off of, I think it's Real. Right there. You know where the McDonald's is, and you got the Wendy's across the street right there, and then you got Bottoms Up Coffee in the corner. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was driving north on Real, and I had to swerve around this lady because she was sitting in the middle of the fucking street at night. Mm-hmm. And then when she did that, I went around her, and then I put my flashes on. I started high beaming. I seen the cop. And I said, hey. And the cop looked at me like, what's going on? What's going on? I said, it's a lady in the street. He's like, what? I said, there's a fucking lady in the street, dude. And he was like, oh. So your predisposition you had towards me, like I was bringing you trouble. Motherfucker, I'm trying to save a life. Mm-hmm. There's a lady sitting, that was, what she was doing was suicidal. It was dark outside. She had dark clothes on. It was about 10:30 at night. And I think that McDonald's had just closed, so it was even less lights in that parking lot. Mm-hmm. The next person that came would have fucked that lady
ran
up.
her over.
Oh, they would have fucked her up and be like, she's homeless.
Sprinkle some crack on her.
Sprinkle some crack on her. It's all right. Speed bump. Oh, man. Yo, that's wild, bro. These homeless need get a job. Clean yourself up. Oh, man, can you imagine some like hyper conservative older man? He hits her with his big ass truck. He's like, these people need to get jobs. If she had a job, she wouldn't be sitting in the middle of the street. Fucking liberals. Oh, man, BBD is so crazy. Oh, man. No, here it goes. Older, very older conservative man with a big lifted truck. He's in the car with his grandson, right? They're driving down Real. They fucking plow this girl over. Boom! Hit her. See what happens when you do drugs? If she didn't do drugs and she had her life together, I would have not hit her with my truck.
Yeah, they for sure victim blaming.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, bro, oh, man. But yeah, that was a real account, man. Mm-hmm. And I just say, hey, look, my take on this is not to shit on Bakersfield Police Department. I feel like we do need law and order as people, only because, if we could police ourselves, we would be doing it. I won't say we would be doing it. We wouldn't have the power to do that. But either way, I don't think we could. We live in a country where we literally, people died over Popeye's chicken sandwiches, man. Mm-hmm. People got beat up over toilet paper during the pandemic. I just don't think we have the ability to police ourselves. Mm-hmm. So that's what the police are good for. They're good for calling, if maybe you might have to file a restraining order. The police are good for documentation, things of that nature, right? So we do need the police, but we need the police to do better, man. Mm-hmm. You can't be out here fucking with people flashing lights in their face, dude. That's just not safe.
Yeah, I just don't get it. There's no logical reason for it. I've had it happen to me a couple times where I'm just driving. A lot of times you can't even tell it's a police officer until they flashing the lights and all in your thing, and you're like, dang, what the heck? But
yeah,
so it's one of those things where, obviously it happens at night, but it's one of those things where you just minding your business. You're not driving, you're not speeding, you're not doing nothing. Most of the time it happens is just you just driving down a regular, neighborhood or whatever the case may be, and the police just bored. It's 11 p.m. and they just need something to do.
Blacks, who is going on here? What is he doing over here? Hey, ma'am, are you on drugs? And they'll be like, no. All right. Have a good night. The police be bored sometimes. This is a drug check. Anybody here on drugs? Is there anybody here on drugs? No, we're just homeless, man.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Speed bump.
I think the thing about it is somebody being on drugs or being homeless, it still doesn't mean you have the right to just devalue them. Because I'm sure that there are probably some cops that once they get out there and they see a homeless person, and the subject matter is either a homeless person or someone on drugs, and they come up and they're like, so, sir, where do you live? I don't have a house, man. I'm homeless. That's like the universal homeless voice. I don't have a home, man. I'm homeless.
It's kind of just disoriented.
I don't even know where I'm at, man. I'm just homeless, And they're like, look here, you piece of shit, okay? Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would put you in the back of my car and take you downtown, but you stink.
I seen a wild scenario where sometimes these homeless people, they be just stealing stuff. And it'll be a basket from a store that's in LA or something. How the fuck did you get it out here? This nigga puts a shopping cart from LA to Bakersfield. God damn. Get an IKEA basket out here?
Why you got a plastic bag from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Bakersfield, bro? Oh, this nigga got a plate of food from Dave and Buster's before it came to Bakersfield. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's wild. How you got an old steak from Ruth Chris out here? Oh, that's wild.
The Roscoe's, that's comedy.
Yeah, that's wild. Sometimes you see some shit out here bro, how did they do that? They let you put this card on the bus, nigga? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, that's comedy.
Man, I've seen some shit though, bro. The homelessness way up north is wild. Way up north, like Sacramento. I remember I was going out to Chico to get a load. And this is not even that long ago. This probably had to be, it happened last year for sure. Probably at the top of the year, maybe January, February last year.
Yeah.
So I'm headed up there to grab a load. And on the side of the road, there's a homeless camp, legitimate homeless camp. There's tents out there and shit. And this dude was barbecuing. It was basically, there's an overpass right here that I'm on. And you could look over to the right. And on the street was the camp. And he had barbecue with meat on the grill, and the smoke was coming onto the freeway. I was like, shit, that smelled kind of good. I might have to see that homeless barbecue. Yeah. Whole time, that nigga probably was cooking a rat on that motherfucker.
Oh, man. Yeah. Unsanitized cooking utensils, the whole nine.
Man, hey, look, it is what it is. And then in L.A., I was in, where's it at? Not Downey. kind of near Downey, but kind of near Firestone Boulevard off of I forgot what that's called, but it's kind of in the Downey area. The homelessness there is a little weird too. But off topic, Downey, they got a McDonald's out there in Downey. It's a very old McDonald's. It's one of the only places that still makes the fried apple pie.
Oh,
Nigga, whenever I'm out there, I'm finna stop at that McDonald's.
why is that?
Because they don't make fried apple pies no more. They all baked.
Yeah.
But them old apple pies that was fried, they had the cinnamon on them. Oh my God.
I love them things, man. I haven't, man. I was just thinking the other day, like, dang, I'm about to stop at McDonald's and get some lunch one of these days because it's just so expensive now. But the food, I mean, I can't front. The food is good. Like the pies, if you get the pie with the little ice cream, fire. Then you get the get your little chicken McNuggets. Now they got the thing where it's like you could get a Big Mac at full price and you can get one extra like 10-piece or another Big Mac for $1. So I think McDonald's trying to bring some deals back.
What's funny about McDonald's is it says in 1992 McDonald's switched from frying its apple pies to baking to quell health concerns. Today, nearly every McDonald's in America serves baked apple pies that are somewhat healthier than beloved fried version. Nigga, it's pie. Ain't never meant to be healthy.
Sugar and stuff anyways.
Yeah, this shit killing you anyways. Fry it. Throw it all in the fucking fryer.
Yeah.
And I disagree with this. They said in 92 they stopped. That's a lie. I think they stopped like maybe regional or certain places. But I'm going to tell you right now, the McDonald's on Real was serving them motherfucking fried apple pies until like 2009. I know I'm not tripping. Because I remember getting them fried. They say, we could drop a fresh batch for you. And I'm like, cool. And then the apple pie will come out so hot. And I was so impatient. I was willing to burn my mouth to eat that motherfucker.
Right, yeah. Just working at McDonald's, obviously there was some stuff that was extremely nasty.
Yeah.
But there was some stuff that you just seen that was like, yo, this is the peak of fast food. Like when you put that pie in the little toaster oven or whatever, put it in there for like, I think it'd be like 8 minutes or something like that. Put it in there, and when it drop, and then you about to take your lunch, so you just grab a couple of those, take your lunch or whatever, and just smack the mugs down on your little 30-minute, 20-minute break.
If I was at McDonald's, I'd be making science projects in there.
Yeah.
I think
you can only do that though when it's like extremely slow and it's like super early or super late. You can't be doing that midday because the owner might walk in. It's gonna be a store manager lurking around. But yeah,
man, I think I seen somebody do this, but I think they took like an apple pie and a McDouble and like a chicken crispy chicken patty, and they put it all in one bun. And I'm like, man, that shit look nasty, but it's probably fire.
I can't do it.
A hot apple pie.
You know what'd be fire? What? We used to do this like me and the homie Clay. Shout out to Clay. I don't know where he at these days, but we used to be unloading the truck and putting all the stuff in the refrigerator and the freezer and stuff like that. And the cookies are cold. They come they come baked, but they freeze them. So
what?
Yeah, so
they're already cooked or no?
Yeah, they're already cooked.
Wow.
Yeah, so they just cook, they bake them, freeze them, and then like you basically just warming them up.
Wow.
So so they would come through and he would slide. He was like, "Hey man," like it was almost, I don't even know how to describe it, but like it's almost like say we was like the low man on the totem, like some street, like some corner boys kind of selling drugs or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And then we sell, we selling, we get, a couple $100 here and there. And then, we get to take the money back to the plug or whatever.
Yeah.
And he like, "Hey bro, take $5-10 out of that. You ain't gotta send the whole thing back." So that was kind of the whole situation. Like he was like, man, take some cookies. We work hard over here. We getting paid a little bit of money. We work hard. So take some cookies.
That.
So yeah, so I would take like some chocolate chip cookies, but they was fire.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Like but the frozen ones, like we would eat them straight off the truck. It'd be fire. Yeah,
y'all niggas was breaking y'all teeth out of these cookies.
It was like a little ice cream, like kind of.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Wow. So they would be thawing as y'all was doing the work, and then you come back. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
You know what I want to try? I never tried it. Is the fish? I'm a fan of their filet-o-fish. People be talking shit like,
Yeah, I like the filet.
"Oh, that's nasty. How could you eat that?" Shut the fuck
It's
up.
all nasty, bro, but it's good though.
Man, I would like to get a fish patty, and then get one of those crispy chicken patties, but the spicy one.
Double them up.
Double them up
That might be fire.
and put some motherfucking tartar sauce on the bottom part, and on the top put like some honey barbecue.
Yeah, that might be fire.
Woo!
Yeah.
McDonald's science project out this bitch.
You might need to get your own meal, the Eddie meal.
Oh, bro,
Yeah,
that'd
you
be
get on,
crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
The Eddie.
I think I would have like a low key fire meal
What would
because
it
you
be?
already know what I would do.
I'm already know what
You already know what I'm
I
gonna do.
already
I'm gonna
know.
get the McDouble, put the mac sauce on that thing, and then I might have like some fries, and then you might put I don't know, like some artwork on it or something like that. Do it like kind of like Saweetie did, but definitely the signature is gonna be the mac sauce with the McDouble.
It's something about Saweetie, man. I like her, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, she got like a cool little personality.
she's a sweet girl.
Yeah. But yeah, she I don't know, man. That BBL, man. BBL,
I just don't be knowing like who's dating who now. Like when I see her, I'd be like, is she dating? I don't know if she dating YG or.
I think she broke up with dude.
Yeah, she was with Quavo for a minute. So
Ain't nobody forgot about Quavo pushing her down in that elevator.
yes, they did. That's
Did
out
they?
of sight, out of mind.
Pretty much. That's crazy how people forget about it when you're an artist, like you're a talented artist. You just get away with shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if that nigga said an ad lib after he pushed her down. Like, I push it down. Push it down. Push it. Push the weedy down in the elevator. Push it.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. See what he like, look, period. I don't got time for you to push down in no elevator. I'm out of here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Saweetie, man. Because the thing that's special about her is she's not that popular for her music. She's just popular for like her personality on the internet.
Yeah. She doing her thing out here.
Doing her thing, man. And she's smart. She has a degree. So
I think she went to like USC or something like
she went
that.
to USC, man. But she talked about something. I was just like, wow. She's like, she just like to be like to herself, like be out and about. Like she was at like a Buffalo Wild Wings or somewhere, and somebody was like, "Sweetie, is that you?" She's like, "Yeah, I just like to be out by myself." It's like, don't do that.
Yeah, that's a little sketchy.
Don't do that.
Last time we seen her, she was at the USC game.
Oh,
With I don't think she was with Chris Brown. I think they try to make it seem like something, but Chris Brown was there too. Because there was like a seat in between them, so I imagine somebody was probably sitting
they
there.
had an interview with Chris Brown recently. I forgot what it was on, but he was geeking like a motherfucker.
About what?
He was just like, "Yeah, man," like his lower jaw was moving crazy.
Ah, dang.
You better stop. You see what happened to Bobby Brown?
Yeah.
Let me see if you can run it.
Probably a wild biopic coming in like 15 years.
Yeah, I know.
Years,
Yeah, that'd be crazy. It'll go all the way back to when he was a child actor, not child actor, but like a child artist. It'd be like before the video. He's like, "Chris, we have to tell you to please stop hitting the young women on the set, please."
Chill out, man.
It's satire. It's satire, folks. God, I feel like this is gonna be like a full circle moment. It's gonna be one day. Somewhere Chris Brown is gonna be in the proximity, and he might even be in a picture with us somewhere, and they'll be like, "That nigga Eddie used to dog out Chris Brown,"
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "That was the past, man."
Nah, I don't see it going like that.
I'll be like, "Chris, remember you used to beat women, man? That was crazy times." Oh man! Oh, I didn't know Chris knew karate. What the fuck? Oh man. We can wrap it up with this next one.
All right.
And it's this more or less, instead of a topic, is just a conversation piece. So switching gears. All right, recently, Last Friday, to be more exact, I was headed to a Kern refinery where I deliver a refinable fuel. And as I was turning into the facility, there was another truck in front of me that was really crawling in there. He's probably going like 1 mile an hour. And being as I'm hauling a hazardous material, I need to get out of the street. So I was waiting on the guy patiently in front of me, but I don't know if he was distracted or on his phone or what he was doing, but he was doing something very unsafe because he was keeping my tanker out into the street. Because the facility, in order to turn into it, you turn from the street and go inside of it. Mm-hmm. So like over 50% of my tanker is in the road. Mm-hmm. So I won't say 50%. That's too much. I'm going to say like 35%. Of the back end of my trailer was still in the street. Mm-hmm. And there was traffic coming from behind me. So eventually, I hit the air horn once, like to get the guy to move. Of course, we're trucks, and we're moving at a slow pace for safety purposes. But it is unsafe to have another truck behind you that's in the road. Like, that's just inconsiderate. Mm-hmm. So we're driving to the scale house, and I'm crawling behind this guy. And as the guy gets out of his truck, he's talking to somebody that works in the scale house. And you can always tell when someone's having a conversation about you when the party is like looking at you, but also talking to somebody at the same time.
Yeah.
So to me, that's not much of my concern. My objective is to unload this truck and go home. Yeah. I don't really care what's going on. So the guy gets in this truck. Before he gets in the truck, he looks up inside the truck at me. I don't know if it was to be an intimidating factor or anything, but that dude's 5 foot tall. Just get in your truck and get the fuck on out of here.
Short.
Yeah, real short guy. So he gets he drives off, and then I pull up to the scale house. I get out of my truck. I go to give my work. I'll give my paper to the scale house guy, and his first statement towards me was, "Must be in a rush, huh? You in a rush, huh?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I seen you blowing your horn at that guy, man. You said you blew it at him a couple times." I said, "I blew the horn one time as a safety measure for him to get me out of the road." He's like, "Yeah, but I mean, he was saying this and this and that." And I was just like, "Look, man, that guy was doing something unsafe. I'm protecting myself." And then the guy has a nerve I could see that guy looking at my truck as he's talking to you. And it's like, come on, man, just like get out of here. Mm-hmm. The scale house rep said, "Hey, man, don't yell at me." This is literally what he said. "Don't yell at me, man. I don't have nothing to do with it." And I'm like, I'm not even yelling at you, bro. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get to why this story is important. And I say, "No, I'm not yelling at you, bro. I'm just telling you that guy was being unsafe." He's like, "Yeah, but just like, try not to do that, man. Just be calm, man. Your energy is just not right." And I'm thinking to myself, this motherfucker really is, this guy had literally subscribed to a narrative before talking to two people. And the reason why I felt this was important to bring up is it is the absence of thought, and it is irresponsible to listen to one person and invalidate another person without hearing both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Imagine this. Imagine if a woman walked up to a cop and be like, "This man is beating me. He's beating me, and he's beating me, and he's beating me." I don't think she should be invalidated. I think the police officer should listen. But when the man walks in, right, and you say, "Hey, so you like to beat women, huh?" Mm-hmm. What you're doing is you're invalidating one person and believing the other one.
Yeah.
You're not even keeping an objective mind to listen to what else is going on. Mm-hmm. And I'm bringing this up to let people know that these people should not be respected. Don't waste your time trying to explain yourself or anything. When a person has a predisposition about you, you need to catch it in real time while it's happening and say, "Oh, so this motherfucker just believes when people say anything about me. Well, guess what? I'm not going to explain anything. I'm going to say, okay, you got it." Mm-hmm. And make sure you keep it very short after that. I've had many conversations with this scale house representative, just regular convos. In each convo, we've been very respectful and had, good back and forths. And for that person to assume that I was being an aggressor or being disrespectful in any way, was wild to me. It was wild to me. And it was, to me, it's a situation that you're going to go through a lot in life because a lot of people do not know how to be objective. They just find somebody to blame and then they just stay with it. Yeah, and it's weird, man.
No, I think that it's a situation where it runs rampant, and that situation is you driving a truck. But I think it happens to a lot of us in our lives where somebody has said something about you,
right?
And they haven't even got your side of the story,
and they believe it.
Yeah, and you just kind of walking around like, and even in situations where you be like, yo, it was just regular. It wasn't no huge confrontation. It was just like, I said this, they said that, and then we just kind of went on about our day. But then you double back and you hear this story and you like, I heard you did this or I heard you did that. And you're like, yo, that wasn't even the situation at all.
Right.
I'm into, obviously there's, everything is perspective, right? So from his perspective, you were probably rushing him or something. From your perspective, you were telling him to move out of the way. But at the end of the day, I'm into like the cold hard facts of the matter.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think that he went up there and he told this big story about how you were being aggressive and all this other stuff. And even the fact that, you said you blew the horn once and he was saying that you blew it a couple times.
That's
like
ridiculous.
That's when you just adding extras on to it to fit some sort of narrative that this guy is being aggressive. Is there a way for him to know like who you are before you hop out of the truck?
Who? The
guy behind you.
The guy behind? No,
I mean the guy in front of you.
I don't. Well, if maybe if he pulled up and got out and talked to me, because he could pull up in front of the scale and then I can stage and he'll get out and talk to me. But that's another thing too.
No, I'm saying like before, like so for he's in front of you. He parks his truck or whatever, and then he talks to the guy at the scale. Is there a way for him to know like who you are?
No.
Okay, got you.
No. Not unless he was like literally walk way over there. But ultimately, you made a good point. There are people in this world that will talk about you, right? And they'll talk about you to other people and say, well, Eddie said this and that. That's crazy. If people subscribe to that without talking to you, listen, folks. If people subscribe to it without talking to you, fuck all of them and the person that told them. Fuck all of them. Anybody that would just believe something without even talking to you, they never liked you.
Yeah.
They never fucking liked you. If they say, well, Maria lied and she stole money from me. And then you got 9 people that got a story about Maria. And Maria just minding her fucking business. She don't even know what's going on. And then by the time she finds out that something's happening, she's like, what? Like, I don't even know what that means. I've never taken anything from anyone. Oh, because I heard that you took it. When a person is adamant to saying, oh, I heard you. Oh, so you believe it. You just happen to be the only one dumb enough to tell me. Fuck you. Bye. Bye. We're too old to be gossiping. We're too old to not be like intentional, like and respectful towards others. So when that dude told me, oh, so you're in a rush today, huh? That was an assumptuous statement that he made towards me. That's basically telling me subliminally that I've already subscribed to a narrative about you, and I believe that person over you, which in the first place, I should never have to plead my fucking case. Did anybody die in this situation? Did anybody get hurt in this situation? No, right? Let's move the fuck on then.
Yeah.
But it's grown-ass men out here that want to try to sell a story and a narrative, and this dude was trying to sell the narrative hard. Like, yeah, he was rushing me, and he blew his horn twice. That's what the air horn is for, motherfucker. It's to wake people like you up.
Yeah.
You need to get out the way, man. And I feel like when it comes to me being patient, especially in traffic, I've reduced my reactions to people in general by at least 35%. Over the past few years. There are people that do some straight ignorant shit. And I'll be on the phone with Keith or, whoever else, and I'm just keeping it calm. And I just get around those people or drive past them or whatever the case. because I'm never going to see that person again. So I don't always have to be reactionary towards people. The dude that I blew the horn at, he could have came to me as a man and said, hey, man, I don't know what's going on, but I don't appreciate you hitting me with the horn. And then I could have explained, hey, man, I apologize you felt that way, but it wasn't safe for me because my tanker was still in the road. That's why I blew the horn. And then from there, we could have moved on. But if you stand there at that door like a coward and you talk to the fucking scale house guy and you're staring at me, but you won't come address me like a man, then you take your bitch ass on then. Don't waste your time trying to, convince somebody about me when you didn't address me like a man. I blew the horn at you because you were in the fucking road.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, come talk to me. And we could, and I swear to God, I'm not going to be yelling and screaming at you. Even if you have a visceral reaction, if I don't have any malice on my end, I'm going to be like, hey, man, I can understand why you mad, but trust me, there was no malicious intent behind me blowing the horn. It was only to protect myself because I have a flammable product that I'm hauling. And I want to make sure that that traffic coming behind me didn't hit my fucking tanker.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I think the biggest thing is for the person receiving like a story or a version of a story. Just understand that that's just a version of a story, Like, and I've seen that multiple times, and sometimes it's difficult to remain objective because you're hearing the story from somebody you're very 100%. Familiar with, right? But I've seen on multiple occasions, like there's a I won't say the situation, but there was a case, a pretty big case out here in Bakersfield, and somebody was telling me one version of the story, and I kind of ran with that for the whole, a whole 2 years, and then I finally heard the other side, from the other people that were in the case, and I was like, oh, and not to say that neither one of them is right. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle, but it just gives you a whole different perspective on, on people and, and you get to see like, I guess in that particular situation, you get to see why people's lives turned out the way they did. Because you'd be like, oh, he kind of wronged people, and that's kind of what it is. That's why his life looks like this. That's why people don't, didn't 100%. Show up to the funeral and X, Y, and Z. So I think that it's just important to, when you do hear these stories, like understand that it's just a point of view. That's all it is.
Yeah. Also, when you're having a conversation or you're explaining something or whatever, and a person takes something as an attack when it's just literal conversation, stop talking to that person. Because when a person is taking everything you say as an attack, then just imagine how horrible it must be to be either a friend to that person or if you're in a relationship with somebody like that. I feel bad for anybody that knows someone like that.
It's hard to talk to people that don't listen,
Yeah.
and just people that just interpret your conversation, and I despise that the most out of anything. When you can say like, hey, how's your day going? And they're like, are you calling me ugly? Like,
oh my God,
like,
the worst fucking
what are you
people.
Talking about? I asked you how your day was doing.
It's like, at that point, it's like, this might be the last conversation we ever have. Your insecurities about yourself are so fucking wild. It is not my job to validate your feelings. You could be making a statement about like drugs, like, man, drugs is ruining people in Kern County. I don't do drugs. I've never done drugs. Like, I didn't say you did, motherfucker. I just said drugs are ruining people. I didn't say you.
Yeah.
It wasn't a singular conversation. It was just, I meant it just plural.
Yeah.
Or general. Like people that, and it's, I don't even know how to express that. There's certain character traits in people that are so off-putting. The fact that you would take a basic conversation as an attack, in addition to you subscribing to a narrative without talking to two people, you're really just a piece of shit as a human being. You are below shit. So here's how you handle these people, like I mentioned earlier. One, you keep it short-ended. Once you've evaluated that person in real time, like once you concurrently have evaluated, like I think you get better at reading people as you get older and the more people you deal with. Once you've processed that this person has a very low emotional intelligence, what you do from that point is say, all the extra conversation that we've had is dead. I'm going to keep it professional and I'm going to keep it short. Hey, man, you have a nice weekend, brother. All right now. That's it. That's all you get from me. You don't get no little extra conversations here and there. None of it.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy how you could talk to somebody multiple times. I'm not saying that they're your best friend or anything, but you have these little conversations. And through conversation, you see the nuance and the layers in people. See, when you talk, like when me and Keith are on here talking for an hour and a half, 2 hours, you get to know me and Keith on a deeper level because you can't bullshit a motherfucker for 2 hours. The real you comes out. You can't hide it on podcasts. That's why podcasts are awesome. But during those conversations we've had, me and this individual, I would assume he would see my temperament and who I am and the layers of who I am as a person because I started to get to know him. However, you don't get to see everything. And I did not ever see that in that person. I never seen that in them. And when he pulled that shit, I'm like, oh, Lord, no.
Yeah, they probably was waiting on that opportunity. Like you might have been cordial. Y'all might have, talked, but he probably had that in the back of his mind, like,
Yeah, predisposition or some form of a microaggression. You can't put anything past anybody.
Yeah. It was just, that was the thing that validated the idea that he had already. Your conversations was kind of like, it was pushing back on the narrative that he had.
It's pushing back on his predisposition.
Yeah, so he like, yeah, this guy's actually pretty cool. And then as soon as you hit that horn, it was like, yeah.
He's one of them.
Come on, buddy.
I thought he was one of the good ones.
Yeah.
That's the same, bro. And this is a problem with everybody though too. It goes. This. I think that this transcends race, everything. Like there could be. How do I put this? Imagine imagine it's a woman, right? Imagine you're a woman and you've been an electrician for the past 15 years, right? And you've been doing a great job. And you do a job for a particular company. And one of the male bosses comes to the woman and he says, "Oh, you're an electrician. Oh, that's cool. So you know what you're doing, right?" That's like a microaggression, and that's also you already having a predisposition about this woman, that she's a woman, like she doesn't know the difference between a fucking red wire and a blue one. Like
how many women does it take to unscrew a light bulb? It's like stupid little jokes.
Yeah, man. Cam Newton got fucked up by that years ago where there was a woman talking about routes. And he's like, yo, it's real funny to hear like women talk about routes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, come on, Cam. You gotta, you remember that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, Cam Newton, it was an interviewer or excuse me, a sports journalist that was asking him questions. He's like, I just think it's like funny when you talk about like routes. And it's like, bro, it may have not been any malice on his end, but at the same time, he kind of had like a preposition idea of what this woman was supposed to know.
Yeah.
Which is, you got to stop fucking doing that.
Yeah, man. I think that, like I said, at the end of the day, we gotta realize that every story is just a point of view, and and we gotta, like you said, we gotta realize like when you are in these situations where people are treating you like this, it's like you can't do nothing about it, but like you said, thoughts and prayers. You just kind of keep them at a high and by basis, and don't try to take it out on these people, because they're gonna have their opinions regardless. As soon as you walk into the room, there's already like a story or a narrative about you. You can't do nothing about it.
I've had, and I don't know if they even realize it, and I'm not quick to call nobody a racist or nothing like that, but I've had conversations where they've like, I'll be talking to just some random, like, middle-aged white guy, and we're just kicking the shit, and they'll be like, yeah, man. He's like, life can be tough, man. I know, your mom probably had it. She probably had it pretty tough, You're thinking like, I was raised by a single father, actually, for one. And for you to make a statement like that, I don't think you realize what you just did.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut you some slack on that, but you just assume I came from a single mother household and I just met you. It's wild how people think. We have to start working on how we think.
Yeah.
This is all of us. This includes all of us. And I think we're guilty of it in a certain way. But I think you start doing, when you really start to learn and know yourself, you start to do a lot more reverse engineering on how you think.
Yeah.
You really do, man. Because I've had some thoughts like, oh, man, this person like this, man, they doing this or that. And it's like, I've had a sample size of knowing this person. How about I just shut the fuck up? I don't know them as much as I should know them.
Yeah, 100%. I just had that happen to me the other day. I'm shooting a movie, and I wanted to have, like, you know, these little biker kids that be running around doing the wheelies and stuff like that. I seen a group of them, and I was like, oh, that's my opportunity to go, like, talk to them. So I went up to a group of them. I was like, what's up, fellas? I was like, yo, I'm shooting a movie. I'm looking for, you know, like one of the bikers, you know, is anybody interested in, you know, auditioning for the movie? And the dude, he wasn't really like, he kind of had his back turned to me. He was kind of like pointing over there. And then I was like, okay. So I went over and talked to the dude, and I was like, yo, what's up, man? I'm shooting a movie. You know, I was wondering if you were interested in being in it. And he was like, yeah, man. He was like, just take down my Instagram, like hit me up and let me know like the details and stuff. And I was like, all right, for sure. Appreciate it. So I dip off. I come into the office, and then I come back down, and I was just kind of left with the impression like this dude he wasn't really paying attention to what I was saying. Like he kind of dissed me in a way.
He invalidated you on the spot.
Yeah, it felt like he's shooting a movie. Then I seen him, like they were kind of having a conversation amongst themselves, and he was just kind of like, it looked like they was like talking about me. So I was like, dang, dog, like
this is who people are.
But that's not the end of the story. Mm-hmm. So I go up, I come back down, and you know, I walk past the like the bikers again. It was basically one guy, and then there was a couple people around him, and he was fixing their bike and airing their bike up and stuff like that. So when I came down, he was like, hey bro, like what's your movie about? Or he was like, what's your music video about? And I was like, oh, it's actually a movie. And then I was like, you know, it's a movie about this rapper and blah 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 blah. And we just had like a short, like little 2 or 3 minute conversation. Mm-hmm. And he was just telling me like he's, you know, trying to get back on his feet, and, you know, he wants to work at the little bike store, and, you know, that he's like, you know, just staying out of trouble and stuff like that. So I say that to say like, I kind of had a opinion of him, you know, when I walked in, and I don't know if he was actually talking about me. He might have just been saying like, oh man, that's cool, like he's shooting a music video. I don't know what he actually said. But when I came down, I was left with the impression that like, you know, he was actually cool. He just kind of has like a quirky behavior. But
a Taylor Swift moment, huh?
yeah, pretty much. So
I know you were trouble when you walked in.
Yeah,
that was Keith.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I think this happens more than what we think, and I think we go through our daily lives without like checking ourselves. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to bring this conversation up just so people could be aware of it. Mm-hmm. Whether it could even be your spouse is doing this shit. Mm-hmm. You could tell your spouse like, hey, I want to get into real estate, and they're like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, yeah. You sure you want to try that? Because you know what happened when you tried the last thing.
Yeah,
you know, they already have a disposition about you, and they may love you, but there are elements of them that have the same, like the same qualities as the people you probably don't even like.
Yeah,
but I could talk to I'm blue in the face, man. So I'll spare you guys. Okay, well, it looks like we made it to the end of this thing, man. Hope we brought some light to your Monday, man.
Yeah,
you know, it's the top of the year, and you'll be seeing a lot more from us.
Yep.
I don't even want to mention it. There's no point.
Yeah,
we got some more stuff. We got some more stuff coming down the pipeline. That's all I'll say. But yeah, we appreciate you. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to A Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fing.
We are out of here.
Peace.